I recently had an opportunity to have coffee on two separate occasions with not one, but two friends that I had not seen or talked to in person for almost 9 months. You know, I'm filming this during December of the coronavirus pandemic, a time when our ability to have social interactions has been dramatically curtailed. And, you know, with this coffee with these two friends, I had a chance to sit down and just catch up and really engage in a non-pressured, non-structured kind of way. And I was really struck by how delightful it was and how good, how happy I felt after this. Now, we did try to be responsible. We were drinking coffee outside and we were about 6 feet apart or wearing masks. So trying to be socially responsible. But I was struck with how happy, how joyful it was to be able to catch up with folks. And I thought today I would talk a little bit about what makes us happy. What makes us happy? So, hey there, I'm Dr. Topher Fox. I'm an endocrinologist in Superior, Colorado, and I have a passion for helping folks with diabetes, prediabetes, overweight to live at their best through healthy lifestyle, nutrition, movement, and sleep so that we can all be the heroes in our own lives. So what makes us happy? One of the reasons that I think this is really an important question is that we live in a culture, we live in a society where we are bombarded with messages. In fact, it's been estimated that we spend 99% of our day ignoring information and ignoring messages that are coming in. But I think this culture, this society, tends to push us in a way or make us believe perhaps that certain things will make us happy. That having more money, that buying more things, that being able to have more stuff would make us happy. Having more status would make us happy. And most of the studies suggest that above a certain very basic level, this is just not true. So let me give you two thoughts, one long list and one short idea about what makes us happy. You know, Dr. Waldinger is a gentleman who gave a TED Talk. He is, I believe, the fourth PI or principal investigator for the Harvard Health Study. And you can Google his name, Robert Waldinger, and look at his TED Talk. It's a great TED Talk, about 15 minutes, talking about what makes a good life. And the punchline is that a good life is rich in relationships. It's rich in deep, meaningful relationships, and that we are healthier, that we're happier when we have those relationships, when we cultivate those relationships. There's a gentleman named Dan Buettner. Many of you know him. He wrote a book called The Blue Zones, and he's really created a whole franchise around these blue zones. In 2017 or 2018, he wrote a book called The Blue Zones of Happiness, where he took the same blue zones approach. They were looking at what makes 5 cultures in the world have a high percent of people that live to be 100 years old. What gives them longevity or long-term health? In the Blue Zones of Happiness, he looked at what makes the cultures in the world the happiest cultures. And he and his team came up with 9 things. 9 things that I just want to run through real quick for you. So number 1 is to have somebody to love. Loving somebody, one key to happiness. 2 is having a good inner circle. Having 3 people, 3 close friends in your life that are generally happy people, and that's important. They need to be generally happy people. Number 3 was the ability to engage in activities or hobbies that you enjoy. So joining a club or a group that allows you to express yourself, that allows you to pursue, call them passions, call them interests, but allows you to pursue interest. Number 4 is to move naturally, to have the body physically in motion. People who exercise more or move more are happier than those who don't. Number 5 is to learn to be likable, learn likability. When we are able to be kind of agreeable people that are easy to get along with, it turns out we are often happier. Number 6 is having something to look forward to, having goals. We know that when we're pursuing goals, when we have that sense of growth or contribution through time, that tends to make us happier. Losing track of the numbers. Number 7, conveniently, is sleep 7+. We know that people who are sleeping 7 hours or more tend to be happier people. Number 8 This one is an interesting one, and it has to do with shaping the environment. We know just like shaping the environment to help us make the healthy choice can help us to be healthier, shaping the environment to push us toward happiness can make us be happier. So for instance, living in a place where exercise is easy to do. There are walkable streets versus being in a metropolis with busy streets and no sidewalks. So being able to shape the environment to nudge you toward happiness. And number 9 is having the right community. Having a community of people that by and large has your back, is there to lift you up and support you, and that in turn you can love or support. You know, they boiled this whole list of 9 down into this one kind of pithy phrase that I think is worth remembering, is that happiness comes from having somebody to love, something to do, something to look forward to, and something to give back. Somebody to love, something to do, something to look forward to, and something to give back. Let me know down below if one of those 9 kind of jumps out for you. The other thought that I would just like to wrap up this training with, or this thought for your day, is that it's often been seen that we can up-level our happiness more by removing something that drags us down, removing a negative, than we can from putting in a new positive. So fixing the car that has a rattly muffler might make us more happy, make us happier than potentially buying a new car would make us happy. I don't know if that makes sense. If there is something that kind of irks you or bothers you, having clutter in your house, cleaning that clutter up can make you more happy than bringing something new into the house. That may be a better example than the car example, but hopefully you get my point. So, in summary for today, I want you to think a little bit about happiness, what you are pursuing to make yourself more happy, and whether that's in line with what we know about what actually promotes happiness, what actually promotes our happiness. So with that, I am going to wrap up for today, and as always, I wish you peace. Take care.